All right, guys, we're going to talk about an extra credit opportunity that I have for you. So when Mr. Sandler came in, he talked a little bit about finding inspirations and sometimes how he only had like pieces of the letters that he needed. So he showed you his international symbol that went on the side of a truck, and from just those letters in the word international, he created his full font called Emblem Chief. So that's my challenge for you. Okay, you are going to look through a magazine and you are going to find, usually it's like in an advertisement or some kind of heading, but some style of lettering or fonts that you really like. Okay, so I found this like Claus font that I really like. So you're going to need that advertisement. Okay, and then you are also going to need a piece of that tracing paper that we worked with. And the goal is to create an entire alphabet. Okay, now Mr. Sandler talked about an alphabet sometimes being up to like 150 characters long. We don't need to do that. We're just looking for the letters A through Z. If you want to do numbers, punctuation, that's just extra, but I'm just looking for the letters. Okay, so on my tracing paper, it doesn't really matter like the order of the letters. If you want to stay in order, you can, but it's really just about working and kind of finding what the letter shapes look like. So I would start with the A, obviously. Okay, so there's the A, and then maybe I'll try to go for a B next. Now I don't really have a whole lot to work with for the B. I'm going to take the stem, that's the vertical part of the letter, I'm going to take the stem of the L, and then maybe come over here and use part of the S, and then I might have to kind of make up this top portion. And that's okay. I mean, Mr. Sandler kind of talked about how we can take just pieces of the letters that we need and use those. Okay, so now I'm lucky enough to have a C. Now the C looks a little bit bigger, like maybe it's not unified, so I'm going to shorten it. So again, the goal is for unity, to make it look like these letters belong together. Okay, so now I need a D. I'm going to go back to using the letter L. Okay, but now here's kind of the trick. So I'm actually going to take, like I'm going to rip a little piece of my tracing paper. Okay, I'm going to trace the C, just that curve. I'm looking for that rounded shape. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to my D here, and I'm going to flip this upside down, and I should be able to kind of see it underneath my paper. So if you need to do kind of some of that business, like cutting and pasting and flipping things upside down, you can do that. And again, like this might not be the best solution for a D, like maybe it's the wrong angle, or maybe what I need to do is, let's try this again, flip it like this way. Okay, so just because you get one idea doesn't mean that it's the best idea. The letters should look unified. It should be able to be like readable. Okay, so let's say I had like my whole alphabet. Again, they don't have to be in order. So if I couldn't figure out what a D would look like, then maybe I'd skip to F or G or whatever letter you want. So I'm going to set this aside now. Okay, we're going to pretend I have my whole alphabet done. You're going to take a piece of just regular drawing paper. Okay, now on this drawing paper, you need to create some kind of a title. Okay, what I would do is I would cut this out. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to glue that at the top of my paper because I want to know where you got your inspiration from. So I'm going to glue that just right on top. Okay, so that's going to go on top of my paper. Now the next thing is I need a title for my font. So Mr. Sandler talked a lot about where he got his inspirations from and how he named his fonts. He really likes food in the 50s. This kind of lettering style kind of reminds me of like something fast moving. So I think I'm going to call it Ninja. Like it looks like how a ninja would write. Okay, and then who it was created by. Okay, so now when you get this far and you've glued this down, I haven't glued this down yet, but pretend I did. Now you can take your tracing paper and your drawing paper and you can go into the Lightroom and you can shine the light through the tracing paper onto your drawing paper and put your letters in order. And I'll have an example for you up on the board. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know and I will do my best to answer them.